Good morning, everybody. It's BDevine, of course. Oops, sorry. Okay, so it just takes me a little second to get this right. All right, so what I'm going to do today is messages. What's new? What's coming up? I am going to be using this brand new Forest of Enchantment deck. Now, you can get these really inexpensive nowadays. They don't come with a book or anything like that, but it's nice to have some different things for our collection. And of course, to bring in the energy of animals and insights, etc. So these readings are for everybody. I'm going to follow my intuition with these particular cards. And let's just see what's coming up. We know that there's a lot of interesting energy right now in December. We know that there is intensity of stress or feelings for people because it's December. We're all panicking about Christmas, etc. Plus the different things that have happened already this year, this whole year. People are over it and we're waiting for 2021. Now, I'm going to be giving a free webinar for you all. This is for everybody on Facebook and YouTube, anybody who wants to listen on confidence and on business advice. Maybe this is something that you can get going for yourself in the coming year, or something that you can finally shine forward with, right? It's going to be big, so I really would like you to invite as many people as you can to that, to listen in, even if it's just for the confidence aspect or just for the business aspect, how to get started with things. And I can show you, believe me, I can tell you a lot about that. Anyway, I wanted you all to know about these different things. So just remember to check the community post as well, which will always update you. And I've been putting some cards and things up there for you too. Okay, here we go. What is it that we need to know? Now remember, these are different cards. We're going to try to figure it all out. All right, so the first card, beautiful, is the Six of Visions. Now, I would say this is the Six of Cups, yes. Okay, so we're going to see this as a Six of Cups. We have like an angel or a fairy right here, plenty of butterflies around. We have the owl reading, we have the girl reading, the gnomes, everybody's connected to this girl. So this is us, all right? We're doing our best in these challenging times, of course, for things to make sense to us. And many people are going through a time of memory, of course. You're wishing that certain people were here. You're sad. People are going through grief. There's energy of complete happiness as well. But over the last few days, there's been a lot of drained out energy, tension in people's noses and sinuses, and almost like allergies flaring up, and also people having headaches, bloating, lower body issues. And this happens not only because of ascension symptoms, for one, but also because there are things that are going on with the sun. There's things that are changing with the moon. There's things that are around us that we are releasing. Okay, there's things that are happening. Now, the energy here is about using your wisdom, using your own wisdom in certain situations. Because we can look back at the past all we want, and it's not going to make a difference unless we're sending healing into our past, which will help, of course. But going back and wishing things were different, or going back and feeling guilty, and going back and feeling sad and wishing you'd made a different decision, it just never helps anything. So right now, because of the energy being so crazy and hectic, it's December, it's the end of the year. We're sick of 2020. A lot of people are. I think 2020 is an eye-opening year. As part of a spiritual journey, you want the years that are the best are the ones that you learn the most in. This one, we certainly learned a hell of a lot. Can't say we haven't. And through it all, we've managed to heal. Through it all, we've managed to change. Through it all, we've had to deal with separation and anxieties. We've had to deal with less money. We've had to deal with everything being shut down. Can't do the things we're so used to being able to do. And hopefully that brought you a sense of gratitude. It made me extremely grateful. And many people are separate from families. I am no different than you guys in that, with my sons being in Australia. Just found out my memory today was this was the day that my oldest son came from Australia, and we were so relieved for him to be here. And then we were thinking, oh, it won't be long and Josh will come. And that's my middle son, and it won't be long, and he's going to be over as well. But many people have changed so many things. This is called the 6 of Visions. So this also talks about your own healing empathy energies, your own memories, your own desires, wants, needs, etc. That you have to allow yourself to be, in one way, accepting of these things, and in another way, accepting of the hurt that you felt as well. Nature's going to be the greatest healer. Nature's always been the greatest healer, even if you don't feel like dragging yourself outside. As soon as you do, you feel better. It's like you don't feel like exercising, but as soon as you do, you're like, oh, I'm glad I've done that. All those kinds of things. It's because endorphins are released, that we're, releasing the right, energies inside of our body that create a feel-good sensation, rather than cortisol, which is stress-related and causes us to, feel all bloated and blah, no energy and all that sort of stuff. Remember, you can balance yourself. So here, look at the past, and that's fine. And a lot of times we have to do a lot of past life stuff and readings and regressions and therapy and all that. But people come to me for that. And we get so much relief out of it, because something is plaguing from a past life. Something's blocking. Once it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't need to be there anymore. But don't look back and dwell at your past with a guilty face. Just know that you always did the best that you could at the time, with the knowledge that you had, the support that you had, the people that were around you, the mindset that you were in. You did the best that you could. It's all you can say to yourself, and do better, which you are now. Okay, but don't be surprised if memories, dreams, random stuff pops up. Then we have the 2 of Challenges. Now, I would say challenges would be swords. Okay, so this is interesting because this shows someone looking in the mirror like this, and there's himself looking back. So I did a meditation for those who are on Patreon on the Dragon of Changes. And we did just that. We imagined ourselves looking in a mirror, how we are now, and then looking back into the mirror about how you want to look, or how you would look if everything that you wanted was coming true. So how happy and excited and slim, or, whatever it is for you, beautiful or youthful or whatever you look when the things are manifesting in your life. And this is kind of reminding me of this. So this guy is looking into this mirror, and what he's reflected with is, in some ways, a challenge to himself, right? So he's challenging himself to look at himself in a in a better light, looking at himself in a better light, even in circumstances that he feels are conflicting for himself. So that's a message for us, where even if we're going through times where we're conflicted, unsure, or worried, stressed, if you put a smile on your face, or if you see yourself in a higher light, or if you give yourself understanding and nurturing by saying it'll be okay, you know what, this is going to be easier than I think, It's not as bad as I imagined it to be, so I'm going to just change it all around. Then you don't walk around with the stressed look on your face. I caught myself one time. I had my phone and it flipped itself, to the front phone camera thing when you're looking down. Oh, God. But I saw that I was concentrating. I didn't feel that my face was concentrating. Like, I didn't feel like I was screwing my face up. But when I looked in the thing, because the front camera just exposed me, I'm like, oh my God, is that the face I have when I'm looking at my phone? And so I thought I would make an effort to relax my face, So you may not even realize that you're pulling a face. You're going to the shop or something, and everyone's acting like lunatics, and you're like, gah! You may not realize that is shown on your face under your mask. Right? So remember that the universe is looking at you, and the universe is taking a snapshot. What's it going to be? That's the message that I'm getting from this particular card, even though this is not an ordinary deck, is it? This is different. Okay, how do you see yourself? How does the world see you? That's the main thing. Okay. Okay, the 3 of boons. I would say that's like the 3 of coins. Interesting. All right, so you can see this lady here. She's whipping something up. She's doing some kind of magical potion. She's got support from her crow, the familiar. She's got support from this little gnome here. He's going to add his own stuff into it. But her face is very relaxed. This is a creative energy that surrounds you. And what I have really tried to focus on, because I'm going to be teaching this webinar on confidence, of course, right, is to really imagine that you're the only person in the world, whenever you're doing anything. So when you set out to do your own business, you're the only person doing it, right? You're the only person in the world that is doing it in the way that you're going to do it. And if you start to embrace this aspect of yourself in your life, in everything that you do in your life, you will never compare yourself to anybody again, because you're not in competition with anyone but you. Now, the energy here is about your creative abilities. You have the ability to generate an income from the things that you love the most. Not only that, but you have the ability to help heal this world by doing the things that you love. Not only that, but you are supported in the things that you love. Blessings come your way. Your greatest success will come from the moments that you spend that you're most happy. We have to generate that energy around ourselves all the time, even if we're not particularly happy, of course, but doing something that will make you feel that connection again. Doing something, I find myself exhausted sometimes because I'm pushing and pushing and pushing because I want to get things finished, right? So I'm just exhausted, but I'm still I'm going to get this finished. Instead of taking the rest that I need, which would give me more energy, I continually push forward. That's a thing that I've learning to stop doing that now. I'm I'm doing that. I'm doing that very thing. So what are you doing in your life that is wasting your time? What is wasting your time? Where is your time better spent? Within yourself, on your feeds, on your posts, on the things that you're watching. Where are you wasting your time? Are you spending 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours just watching YouTube videos that aren't always inspiring? Are you watching things that are irritating you? Are you watching things that are upsetting you in some way or frightening you, but you're fascinated anyway? Are you giving into this fear-mongering that's going around? Because I know that there's a lot of spiritual people who are really, really frightening others right now. I don't think that's ever, ever, ever the right way to do anything. I mean, that's their journey or whatever, but I mean, I have so many people come to me and say, what do you think about this, and what's this going on, and these people are saying this, and this is going to be this event, and this is, and I can just hear the panic rising. What's the good of that? Because if anything's going to happen on this planet, say for example there's a big bomb and it just wipes out, we're going to have to go with it. Either we're not here anymore and we hope that we've left a great legacy behind, or we're going to have to deal with it, just like we deal with everything else. We can't sit there thinking, oh, the worst, because we will generate the worst for ourselves. We must believe in protection. We must believe in support. We must believe in this earth and the good things that are coming here, and the way that things have happened now, and the way that things are changing, how you're changing because of it, you know. So just be careful of those things and focus more on your own creative journey, knowing that you are supported and loved every step of the way. What else do we need to know? Okay, the huntsman. Okay, this is different, isn't it, right? We have this brand new energy going on here. Look, let me just see if I can... Hopefully that's clear enough for you guys. Okay, the huntsman. So this is number 11. So this would be the justice card. And you can see in this energy, everything is very balanced. Okay, this man is standing strong in his own power. He has the support of the animals with him. So he's not exactly going out and destroying life. It doesn't seem like it to me. He's bringing everything into balance. And when you look at this man, it's like when you can look at certain people, you're like, oh, I'm not going to mess with that person. This person is really, really powerful within themselves. They look strong, they look solid, they look determined, they look fierce in their own way. I'm not going to mess with them. So their reputation just, you know, precedes them wherever they go. You think to yourself, okay, that person is way stronger than I am. And it's a persona. It's a lot of times people are just pretending to be that way, you know. They're not really naturally that way. They've created themselves to be strong. And that's exactly what I did. Created myself to be strong. Because if you know my history, you know that there was a terrible amount of anxiety, agoraphobia, you know, social anxiety, everything that you could imagine, and stuttering on top of it, and, you know, red-faced blushing on top of it, which was, luckily I found out later on, was actually my healing energy kicking in. So I was able to release that, right? But I'm strong and I'm very, very confident in myself. There's never a worry or nervous anxiety, and I would never imagine that that would be me, right? So I understand exactly what it's like. But you pretend to be this way. That's how it starts. You pretend that you're strong. You throw your shoulders back. You walk in with an air. You walk in like you know what you're doing, you know, that you're not going to take anybody's crap. That's what you do. And then it becomes who you are. It's awesome how it works. I mean, of course, there's a lot of stuff in between. I'm going to explain a lot of that in our webinar coming up. But this is about justice being done. This is about strength in yourself. This is about your own confidence in who you are, what you believe in, what you feel is right for you. Nobody can tell you what you feel is right for you. If somebody asks your opinion, then, you know, it's a really good thing to be able to give it. But if people are not asking your opinion, it's not a good idea to be giving it, right? Just messaging people and saying, you know, well, you need to do this or you need to do that, you know. And over the years, there's been so many different energies and people and their own beliefs and all that sort of stuff as well. I have always stuck to my own beliefs. And that's what you need to do here as well. Stick to what you know is right for yourself, but don't feel like you need to justify it to anybody else. One thing about your spiritual journey is not everybody's going to understand it. My kids call it the woo-woo, you know. Oh, God. That's what my sons are like. Oh, God. Mum's doing the woo-woo thing again. Don't go in that room. She's got that funny music on. Can't you hear it? Can't you hear the feathers going on in there? Like, God, just don't go in there. And I'm doing my shamanic work or healing or something. But when they just tease me, you know, about it. But if they were telling their friends about it, they're actually promoting it all the time. Oh, God, you need to talk to my mum. You know, she's not one of these woo-woos. She's not one of the weirdo people. You know, she'll really help you. And I was really shocked by that, you know, when their friends would come up to me and say, hey, I've got this stuff. Can you know, I just wanted to talk to somebody, whatever. So unless somebody asks you about what you believe in, or you have your own channel, or you're working with someone or whatever, you know, unless someone is asking you, it's really not good to say anything. You don't have to tell anybody anything. You're living that way. And therefore people are seeing, oh, what are you doing that's so different? How come you're, you know, looking young? Why are you not stressed by all this stuff going on, right? And then you can open, the doorway's open then. The biggest mistake I made on my spiritual journey was trying to explain it to people at the beginning. Hey, I'm going to start this website. Hey, it may not be your thing, but, you know, it's not religious. It's just spiritual. And it all started. Everyone gave me their 2 cents and more. And how stupid it was and how I shouldn't be doing it and how embarrassing. That was the biggest word. Oh, how embarrassing you're going to make videos. I'm like, well, it's not embarrassing for me, right? But they were trying to push that, oh, I couldn't do it kind of thing. You know, well, I can't do it, so gosh, that's going to be embarrassing. Oh, you know what I mean? It makes people uncomfortable because you're actually daring to do something that is big. You got to do it anyway. That's the moral of the story. So here, don't feel like you have to explain yourself or your beliefs or what you do. Be confident in yourself that your intention is good. And if you have that mindset, then everything else will fall into place. Not everybody's going to understand what you're doing. They don't have to. Everybody's got their own journey. You don't understand why other people do what they do either, you know. But that's their journey and we have to bless people on their way. So you're going to be pulled into this kind of balance within yourself. And you're going to have to accept it. Just accept yourself and who you are. And from there, you will go far. And finally, the 8 of spells. So I would say this is the 8 of wands. Gosh, it's harder when you can't tell. So these are all of the owls, different owls, etc. And of course, owls bring a lot of knowledge, wisdom, messages. The birds always bring messages in Lenormand. So this is the next thing that's coming. Is a sudden flurry of activity. Don't get yourself caught up in that being stressful. Instead, tell yourself that it's exciting. Okay? We got to just change our language a little bit and our experience changes as well. So there's exciting events coming forward. Things happening quickly, yes, but it's exciting at the same time. Messages coming from all directions. Some people will get messages from overseas even. Some people will be traveling. You know, and of course it's December. I mean, people will be traveling. Some people will find a freedom within themselves. And some people will, no matter what positive energy you give them, they're still going to find a negative in it. And that's still part of their journey, you know. So what we're going to find is, over the next 8 weeks, is a lot of changes to our circumstances, a lot of uplifting energy, a lot of forward movement, a lot of people coming together, a new way of looking at things, and having bright prospects for the future. instead of being in this fearful energy. We've seen a whole lot this year, right? We've seen things like we've never seen it before. It's a very, very revealing year, if you think about it. So we've toughened up. We are ready for whatever the heck is coming next, because look what we've already been through. This was a toughening experience on our spiritual path. Were we going to keep the faith? Did we fall into the stress? Did we fall into the old ways? Did we go into panic? Well, we might have in certain times, but we were able to pull ourselves forward. Well, hopefully you are. And we're going to be able to reap the results from that, feel the changes. December's got the 21st, we got the solstice, we got Saturn and Jupiter just about hitting each other. You know, it's going to look completely different. Last time it looked like this was 800 years ago. 800 years ago. So you know how much stuff has happened in between that time? And we're going to see it like the Star of Bethlehem in the sky. What beautiful energy that's going to bring forward for us all. We have full moons and a new moon coming up. We have Christmas coming up, or Hanukkah, whatever you believe in, or even Yule, whatever you believe in. Blessings upon the earth, goodwill towards men, you know, that kind of thing. We can do that all of the time. We don't have to wait till Christmas. We just got to be that way. And Christmas is going to be what it is. You know, you don't feel like you have to go out and, you know, rush around and do what you're going to do. No, everybody's in the same boat this year, and it's more about being grateful for everybody in our lives rather than what you're going to get, you know. So my husband and I are just like, you know what, we're not even going to actually purchase each other a present for Christmas. We're just going to enjoy the fun, maybe go away somewhere in the new year and just enjoy ourselves, instead of these little things that don't really matter anyway. It's being together that matters. So a lot to look forward to for all of you listening. I'm really hopeful that you enjoyed this. Of course, you know where to find me if you want your own reading. Everything will be down below. But it looks like there's going to be some positive and fast-moving energy coming up here soon. And let's see what happens. And hopefully you enjoyed. And until the next time, many, many blessings. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves and others. Sending out blessings to all of you. And bye for now.